Thank you very much. Let me first of all thank so much the founder of the chocolate school, Pernille, and the director of chocolate school, Chalida, for inviting us here and to give us the possibility of telling you about the Finnish education system and to have a dialogue with you. We really appreciate this opportunity. And I would also like to thank, to start with the Finnish honorary consul here in Chiang Mai, who is an extremely active consul, wonderful to promote Finnish Thai cooperation voices in the field of education. So thank you so much for organizing the Finland Day today. We really appreciate this possibility. I would like to show you quickly, start by showing a small film about the Finnish school system. But first of all, what I'd like to do is really to congratulate you, to congratulate the founder, the director, all the teachers, all of you who make the school happen, and of course the pupils. We had this chance of going around the school this morning, and I'm truly impressed. I think it's not just a wonderful school, but it's really like a universe of its own. And well, the film started, so I will come back to that after the film is finished. A film about Finnish education, and I think that when you were sort of reading the slogans there, you could perhaps recognize many of them here in the chocolate school. I think what we could witness this morning, what we saw this morning was it's a very happy learning environment. Very secure. You could really see how the children were enjoying what they were doing. We sneak into some of the classrooms as well, and also in the classrooms you could really see this joy and this enthusiasm to learn. This is something extremely valuable, and also I think that then we could really see what is the result of this kind of the school environment. because we were taken around also by the students, youngest being I think 7 years old or so, and they are the best proof of how this system, how the school has worked so perfectly. They were really, they gave perfect presentations in excellent English, and would be able to speak in front of a big crowd. So I think that this is something you all can be really happy and proud about. So I'm here today with two colleagues who are more experts in education. Let me just but I will speak about some of the foundations of the Finnish education system as a background. And first of all, I would like to just start with talking about the importance of the education in the Finnish society. And education really lies in the heart of the society. Last year, Finland celebrated its 100 years of independence, and a number of international comparisons show that Finland today is one of the most innovative and competitive countries in the world, very high in the rankings of social development, prosperity, and so forth. And this was certainly not the case 100 years ago. We were a poor country, and the country was to go through two really tragic wars in its early decades of independence. So, how did we make it from this reality then to come to the forefront of technology, innovation, and so forth? Education really is the answer. And in on side of education, sort of the equality, democratic society that offers equal opportunities to all, and they are all very closely interlinked. First, perhaps about the equality. This is something that is really in the heart of our education system. Already in the early days, but especially since the 1960s, 1970s, the focus has been on offering every student in the country the equal opportunities to. That's good, yeah. Oh no, you can't see it. I can see it. Equal opportunities to education, so that factors such as the family's wealth or background or where the place of residence, none of these factors can have an impact on the educational outcomes. And so the transformed the system to what is called the comprehensive school system in the 1970s. And to underline the principle of equality, we didn't start to implement that process from Helsinki, from the capital area, from the most prosperous area, and from the north, from which was much less which was a poorer area. And basically, it was all because we saw good basic education as an essential human right that everybody is subject to the right to. Let me see if I now can go back to the beginning. I go to get it just to the beginning. Yeah, to the beginning. And so the comprehensive school system really became school for everybody. Some of the key principles there, of course, is that the education. Okay, that's it. Thank you. That education is free. And yeah. Okay. We already went through this. Let's go. So education is free for all. So this is one of the key key issues there, that all the families can afford to send their children to good schools, so everything is provided for. And of course, this means that we pay very high taxes, or quite high taxes, and it's a progressive taxation. The more you earn, the more you pay. But I think that Finns are very happy to continue paying high taxes because of the quality of education and healthcare and so forth that we get. Whenever when we go through tougher economic times, the government might have to sometimes to lower the education budget, and this causes always a lot of criticism and protest. People really don't want that, and they're saying that if you do this, you are cutting on our future. So it's a very important issue. Let me go then to some of these some of the key principles of our education philosophy. And I must say that very often when I'm speaking about the Finnish education system and the principles, it's something. There are new principles often here, but when I'm here in Tompla School, it feels that we share the same principles, and we are very much Tompla School and Finland are very much the same. So one thing is the child-centered and student-centered approach. Focuses on the child and on enhancing the child's ability. And there I think what is extremely important is to create this secure and positive environment. So instead of competition and comparison, the education focuses on support and guidance for the pupils as individuals. It really focuses on the children's inner strengths and supports their sense of safety. This is something that is really important, and so very like a holistic perspective on children's well-being, and what it means basically that we see every pupil as unique. So to maximize the potential of each pupil, and students can proceed on their own, according to their own capabilities, and no one is left behind. So if students who have a little bit more difficulties in learning math, they get that support, extra support at school, and or for whichever subjects. So no one is left behind is one of the key here. And here I want to give an example of this. It's a Finnish innovation, like a mobile app called the Mindifier. It's an app that supports creation of a positive environment. Cheer your peer. You basically give positive feedback to your fellow students. I wanted to take it here as an example because they have done a lot of research on what kind of impacts it has that you have a positive environment where you feel appreciated, where you're not bullied, and so forth. And these are the findings at an individual level. The benefits are the huge empathy, self-esteem, school motivation, academic skills, optimistic thinking, and so forth. That all these are enhanced by a good environment, school environment. And then we think of the classroom. Also there the benefits: through cohesion, atmosphere, reduced bullying, reduced conflicts, work peace, and so forth. So it's really, when you have a good, secure, positive environment, it gives the time for the students then to focus then on the learning. You don't use your brain capacity for the more negative things. And then, and the earliest possible support, when so that if a pupil is leaving behind little bit in the class that the extra support is given immediately, so that the gap wouldn't become too wide. So I think this is one of that we focus on getting all those everybody who have special needs in any subject matter, so that we get them support. Okay, then the next I think is the active learning, critical thinking, problem solving, and so forth. These are also some of the key skills that Finnish school wants to underline. But perhaps I will come back to this because I will briefly tell about the education reform that we recently had, and these are in the heart of it. Underline this one as well. And also there, I mean, all the Finnish educational reforms, they are based on years or decades of research. And one thing that we have been looking very much into making research is the joy of learning. And what does it mean if you have joy when learning? And they have, if you think about like if you're learning to play, then the play really gives you skills that are vital for learning any subject at all. Creative and organized play, it helps to enhance the attention span and the concentration, the perseverance, problem solving. So all those kinds of skills that are vital for learning anything, any subject matter at school or later on in life. And it really enables children to reach their full potential. This is our experiences from Finland. We have study that it really has a positive impact. And as I said, also lecturing life, and I can also say, give an example of my own learning, that I think artificial intelligence is something that is very important for us to learn. Of course, even the concept didn't exist when I went to school. So I found an internet-based course on artificial intelligence. And it had the two things. It was very meaningful because I know it's very important, and it was also fun to learn. They made it almost like with the same principles as computer game. So if it wasn't done that way, I really don't think I would have even started it. So it works the whole life through. Then some of our key principles again. Less is more. We start the school fairly late, at the age of 7. Of course, we have preschool and so forth, but that is of fundamental importance. But still, and we have shorter school days. The duration of classes are shorter. There's not that much homework and so forth. This is also based on the research. It's not just a feeling that we had, but we made research that this is something that is very useful. For instance, the 15-minute break after 45 minutes is extremely important too. You can't really give the attention for much longer. So of course, another fundamental feature about Finnish education system is the teachers in Finland. This is perhaps one of the biggest explanations to why we are ranking so high on the comparisons. That there is such a high emphasis on the quality of teacher training, and there are many very good cooperation programs between Finnish and Thai universities and schools in this field. And I will not go into this, but just national curriculum. I wanted just to go because our national core curriculum, which is the same for all the schools in Finland, but it's a core. It's an umbrella kind of under which then municipalities and schools and teachers have a lot of autonomy. But there is one core curriculum, sort of the basic goals and basic principles that everybody follow. We reformed that about 2 years ago. It came into force in 2016, and again on the basis of huge amounts of research. And of course, people may ask you, well, you're doing so well in PISA, so why are you reforming your system? And the answer is quite very natural, is because the world is changing in such a rapid pace that we had to analyze that, okay, what kind of skills will be needed when these children who now go to school, are adults. So, and here you can so here are some of the basic competencies that according to the new curriculum we want to give to every pupil. And number one is the thinking and learning to learn. There's a realization that, especially in the future, when we have to continue learning, just to work, change continue in such a rapid space, and participation, influence, responsibility for sustainable future. So lots of different things that you perhaps wouldn't immediately think as the core competencies. And so in the reform that we have is that we will have every school should have at least one multidisciplinary learning module a year, which means that the students for a certain period of time of the year, they will take one problem or one issue, like let's say climate change, how climate change affects small island states, and then they will themselves find out about it, and they will learn. They will have to use their mathematics skills, geography, English, and so forth. So this is something. A very, very important reform. In some schools it has been done for a long time already, but now it's introduced to all. And so this is it says that every school must have at least one theme. So that some schools will do it much more often. So the key is that the pupils participate in the planning stage already. They really take the responsibility for their learning. Which is, I think, one of the most important features of this. And of course, the motivational factors. It's much more meaningful to learn about physics or geography when you apply it in a real-world situation. Okay, this is why this is important. That it's just not some numbers or the formulas. It's a real-life thing. And they see the utility value in the theories immediately. They can set the interests, and learner-centered. Learners are active creators and actors. So and one more thing that I want to underline from this new curriculum, the co-curriculum, is that also that is based on the learning concept that positive experiences create an enabling environment. So the joy of learning is again there, and and again this is something that is based on research. The joy of learning and the creativity. These are something that you need. These are very much in the heart of the new curriculum. And here is just to sum up some of the cornerstones: equal opportunities, universal free, teacher training, student-centered approach, future skills, and the key principles. Active involvement, meaningfulness, joy of learning, interaction, working life competencies. So in a nutshell, some of those that I think are the most important, some of the most important principles. And as I said at the beginning, I think I saw many I saw a very similar philosophy here at the Tongla School. So I'm very happy that already there has been a cooperation between Tongla and Finland. There have been some Finnish students who have had the opportunity to come here, and I hope that we can further expand that collaboration. So let me once more thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here today, and looking forward to good dialogue. Thank you.